Good morning. It is May the 4th, 2020, and I am very grateful to have you along as a Bull Market Watch subscriber or a Pro Alerts subscriber. You guys have kept this project going so that we are all ready when the altcoins are going. We're going to have the data, we're going to have the evidence so that we can act on it. And I do want to remind us, first of all, with some successes. The Bull Market Watch spreadsheet is phenomenal because it helps us get in and out at the right time, and it's proven itself. Actually, it does better in trading than I've done with my own trading because I've held where this said to get out. And yet, at the same time, we do more with our pro trades. You can see here on this page, IntroToCryptos.ca/alerts. It has a limited list and a little bit of data about the best coins in our portfolio that we've been building as we're putting together our crypto portfolio over the last several months. So some of the coins, like Ethereum Classic, we got into a trade quite a long time ago. It's still above our stop loss. We're looking to build a position in the long term, not just to be buying and selling short-term trades. But if we go into the Pro Alerts full spreadsheet, we can see that we have a lot more data and a lot more different coins that are actually in hold status right now. We can see our target entry that we got into these, where our reward targets are, what our risk to reward ratio was, and what our current open profit and loss is. And so let's do a little live experiment here with our Pro Alerts data. What I'm going to do is do a sum of all of these. 900%, all the profits and losses added together. Now let's do the average of all of these, and average of all of them is up 20%. And that is some nice data from the open profit and loss coins that we have right now. But you may say, what about all the coins from your past trades? How do those add up? Let's do the same thing here with our history. I started collecting this way back in December 2019. So let's do the same thing, scroll it down and do a sum and the average. It'd be good to go through and sort them by winners, losers, and then to go through and sort them 32% average trade. So I will go through them later, and even though we had this big raft of all of these losing trades this last little while, we'll go through and do the average of them and then sort them by springboard entries, simple trading plan, 1, 2, 3 formation on the 4-hour time frame, trend continuation, a nitro trade, all of these different trade types, a popcorn potential trade, range breakout trades. All of these we will go through and sort them to see which ones were the more profitable, which ones were giving us trouble, where could we improve our system that is working right now. And these are also really handy for doing case studies, to pull out the different coins and to show what really works and why it works. You may have seen this data collection from the alerts that we did back in December, January, February, March, and on from 2018 and 2019. Through this period, we could see that we had the average winners and average losers for each of these different trade types. So the 1, 2, 3s on the 4-hour time frame, the springboard trade entry, and the simple trading plan. We were able to go through and show which one had the better win-to-loss ratio and which was the better trading system to focus on. Of course, you may already know that I started studying this trading system back in 1995, and I didn't start trading cryptos with it until 2015. I started out with nothing, and by 2017, I was up to have $10,000 in the bank, or in cryptos. Then through that really good bull market, this system really rocked it. I went from $10,000 to over $500,000. And I went back afterwards and I made studies of it. And we can see from the big crypto bull market watch mega study in 2018, I went back and I studied what happened from March to July of 2017, what happened from December to January of 2018, and from April to May of 2018. Now, of course, we have more data with the bull market watch spreadsheet for what happened in 2019 and now in 2020. But these were really great because we had the before and after screenshots of the markets as these bottom formations were setting up and afterwards, so that we could go back and look at these charts and make some inferences on what are the charts doing right now for us. They're making these downtrends. They made these exhaustion wick bottoms. They've made the 1, 2, 3s. And now the EMAs have crossed over on the 12-hour time frame. And even though they've pulled back right now and they're looking sketchy, it is a potential time for them to be doing the turnaround. And if they do something like they have in the past, you can see here that this was our entry back in March of 2017. And it took quite a long time of really nervousness sideways. A lot of dumping where it looked terrible. It looked like this was it. The end of the trend was there. But the 12-hour EMAs hadn't crossed and they kept us into the market. And this is where I made all of this profit, is by staying in these markets. One of my biggest troubles is that I didn't get out when that 12-hour EMA crossed on the other side. So that's what the bull market watch has been phenomenal for, because it gives us that visual picture so that we can scroll through and see the color code of the entire market changing. So when it all goes bullish, we see it. When it all goes bearish, we don't have to doubt it. It's right there visually so that we can be ready for it. And so again, I am super grateful to have you guys along, keeping this project going and going and going, and all of this data up to date. It's going to be beneficial for all of us, not just for what to get into and when, but what to get out of and when. Diversify across them, play with ones that are working. Don't think about them too much, because how do we know which ones are going to really go? Just follow what the chart tells us. Diversify into a whole bunch, and it gets to be less stressful. It takes a long time, but that's what, time's going to take a long time anyway. So let's get into this. Now, we have a very clear trading plan. I can tell you the trading plan. You can tell your friend can come back and tell me, and we will all look at the chart with the very same rules. They're really simple. Good. So this one could be near fail. It could actually be neutral. It's up a little bit. Anyway, what I'm going to do in this one is go along and take a look at whatever coins we can flip back and forth from the coin versus Bitcoin, right? This is alt versus Bitcoin, Atom versus Bitcoin price. And it's pulled back as Bitcoin is driven up. But if we go and look at Atom versus US dollar price, we can see that it didn't pull back as Bitcoin went up the same way as the Bitcoin price did. And so, because of this chart pattern in the US dollar value, it means that altcoin prices just simply have not gone up as fast in US dollar value as Bitcoin has. Which, of course, even though it's not bad to hold alts, they're going up a little bit. It would have been better to have been holding Bitcoin. And the measure for that overall is Bitcoin dominance. If Bitcoin dominance is rising, this is the average that all of the altcoins are not doing as well in US dollar value as Bitcoin is. So if this is the trend and this is the direction we're going, then we should be paying attention to getting out of alts, or certainly not picking up new ones yet. So let's go back to our spreadsheet and update what Atom would be. This is neutral from where it is right now in the Bitcoin chart, but it would be great actually to have a US dollar chart also set up and running, just for the visualization of it. I don't have the time for it right now, but I can see the value of it, and I am paying more attention to the two different chart patterns now. Now here we are with basic attention token, which has also not done as well as Bitcoin as prices went up. I don't have a US dollar chart of it. The next one would be BCH as we get to it. So anyway, this one stays in neutral stance, and I like it that it's making a double bottom here. BCH is the next one. BCH ABC neutral only because it's holding above these lows from before, but pretty low budge. It's really not has done as well. So let's go take a look at the US dollar value. We can see it has not done as well. It's just gone sideways and really not taken off yet as Bitcoin has. And so it gets our neutral stance. BCHSV also gets neutral, but this one is doing better than Bitcoin Cash. Since its inception, there was a lot of politics, but this technology is getting more money coming into it than Bitcoin Cash is. Relative to the market share of everything else, this is surviving better. So even though it gets neutral in our stance right now, I do want to pay attention to it. And we don't have the US dollar value of it. Next one would be, well, let's go on. BCN for, this is neutral or near fail. You can pick. This is fail or near fail. You can pick on that as well. I'm going to go neutral and fail just for the count. Bitcoin, I already know it's still in a hold stance. When we get here, we can see that the 4-hour exponential moving averages are still positive. And so no matter what the chart says, this system will just keep us into Bitcoin until that 4-hour EMA crosses for half of our position. And it'll keep us in the other half of the position till the 12-hour EMA crosses. Bit shares 12-hour time frame. Well, it's all straight downtrend, but it is making some bottoms here. So, and it's above before, so it's neutral. This is neutral, same thing. Dash holds a neutral stance here. Do we have a dash? There's the first cross section. So dash here, you can see it's trend lines are wherever you make them. So they are not as reliable as the 1, 2, 3 formation. But we can certainly see that it came back to retest support and resistance from the past. Our 1, 2, 3 right off the beginning here. You know, if you're going to trust the 1, 2, 3, put on a very small bit of the trade. And then as it consolidates later, like all of this would have been noise for putting on extra part of the trade. It didn't really pull back. We'd have to look for this mean reversion right there on the Bollinger Bands. That might have been an extra place to be considering adding on to it. But at any rate, as it's building up off of these levels, it is verifying strength. It just hasn't gone up as fast as Bitcoin has. So if it breaks below these levels, then it is dastardly for the Bitcoin value of it as well. So our grade, just to review it all and have it on video for later review, our grade just remains neutral. Neutral hides pretty much everything. That's why I want to do the deeper review so that we can comment on it rather than just the color code. This is neutral. Doge is neutral. EOS is near fail. Neutral, neutral, near fail. Ethereum Classic, I am biased on. It was alert. I'm going to leave it in alert. If it breaks above that, we can go into hold status. With all of this stuff, there's no real hurry. We're putting 0.5% of our entire portfolio into this. And it's really great to look at Ethereum Classic and to bring this spreadsheet back. I've widened this up, this one row, so that I can pull ahead from September and go ahead through the time frame. We can see that one row is really wide. And here, December 20th, it goes from alert into hold status. And it gets us out a bit in January and back into hold status and gets us out in February and gets us out of the second part in February 20th. And most all of the other alts then are following a little bit later at the end of February, getting out of pretty much everything. Our spreadsheet's kicking us out. And so then we can go into the spreadsheet and we can see here when we got into Ethereum Classic and when we got out. It was beautiful. Like it was really, this trading system really nailed it well in the 1, 2, 3 bottom formation, holding in through this period. We had that little bit of a reset through this where we were getting out, and then we got back in with our 4-hour, got out with part of our trade there and got out with the rest of it on this break here. A really fantastic example. And now it's working into getting us back into that trade again. Just absolutely love seeing this stuff and grateful to have you guys along. So now let's go into Ethereum. It has also crossed over on the 12-hour EMA. Not yet. The shock absorber keeps us in on this trade for the part of it. The 4-hour EMA has already crossed and got us out nicely there too. So this would be neutral. Foam moves its way up to neutral, could be near fail. I'll go neutral, near fail. And we can go up on that one later. It's got a while. Gas stays neutral now. GNT neutral. Grin is fail. Still neutral, neutral, fail. KNC is neutral. The 12-hour time frame is good. The 4-hour has crossed over, so we have to do an exit there on the 4-hour EMA. And I would move that right back to alert status right away because we're holding above this 1, 2, 3 But we've gone sideways and down enough that the 4-hour EMA has crossed, so part of their trade would come off. Loom. Near fail. LPT, yeah, near fail. Lisk. Neutral. Litecoin. Near fail. Near fail. Neutral, near fail. Let's go take a look at Mana. Mana is neutral and holding above this support and resistance. I like that. It'll be alert status right away if we can get it above these levels. This is still holding neutral. It didn't get the 12-hour EMA cross yet. NXT neutral. OMG neutral, just above near fail. Neutral here. Fail status. Neutral, neutral, neutral. Fail status. And rep was neutral, but it's bounced up there. So watch for this one to go to alert status right away. I'm going to put Sia coins back into alert status too. Might be a little early. It is a little early, but it's such a good opportunity. I want you to be alert to it just in case it fits into your trading plan. The 12-hour EMA has not crossed yet, so that doesn't get us the second kick out. It'll turn back to alert status quickly, but it's neutral for now. Storage is still near fail. STR is still hold status. Where's the 4-hour EMA? Still hold status. So neutral and hold. Wow, just holding in there. Strat, let's go to the 12-hour. So neutral there. TRX is neutral, but it'll be alert soon. Neutral. Wow. Neutral, neutral, neutral. XMR like got the exits right hard there and quick and fast. It was looking like a good bottom formation. Risk control rules, so important. Just got to listen to them. Let's go on to the last few here now. Ripple is neutral or near fail from where it's sitting. Oh, and I didn't go back and forth to the US dollar value. I've just thought about that now because we're down to Ripple XRP. And it is holding also the 1, 2, 3 from our pillar bottom. It took a little while longer for it to burp up above there, and it only just held. It did this big mean reversion that many other coins did at that same time. And in its US dollar value, it is also holding above the support and resistance level. So this is building nicely. Just got to get it to be breaking above these levels. And who knows, this is support and resistance that's pretty serious. Don't know. So we just go along with the spreadsheet, and when it changes, we'll go with it. XZT. It's building, it's going up. This is going to turn back into an alert status here. This is a huge uptrend, and it's going to blow off these tops here as well. Like, this is huge. Let's see how this turns out. So we'll watch for this to turn back into an alert status, but right now it can only be neutral. Let's go into the 4-hour time frame on this. Very strong off of these levels. If we get the 1, 2, 3 above there, I like it. And on to Zcash. Well, it can only be neutral, and whatever this is, neutral as well on the 12-hour time frames. So let's put these in neutral, neutral, and then I'll copy and paste these data for our spreadsheet. One less neutral, one more alert, one more exit. So there we are, updated. 13 markets in fail status on Binance, 51 in near fail. So that is 64 markets to avoid or trade very differently. The ones that come from neutral and go into alert and then through hold status, those are going to be really important. And that wraps us up for today. It is May the 4th, 2020. I'm going to go through and edit this, and then I'll produce it and put it out so that everybody can go through and follow this data. I recommend that you also go through Binance spreadsheet yourself the same way. Bring up this spreadsheet and the color coding and go through each of the charts and check them off for yourself. The work that you do yourself is what's going to really separate your success from not being successful when these opportunities do come up. Again, thank you so much for your membership here. I'll see you over on Discord. Cheers.